Welcome to Have More Babies, the show where we navigate the fascinating, sometimes really challenging journey of parenthood together. Today we're going to explore something many of us think we know inside out, but actually there's more to it. We're talking about the varicella virus.
That's right, the virus that causes chickenpox in children.
Exactly. We're using insights from a really comprehensive article by Omega Pediatrics called Varicella, Unveiling the Chickenpox Virus in Children. Our goal today is simple. Arm you with the essential knowledge. We want to go beyond just, the itchy spots and really unpack how this virus spreads, what the risks are, and crucially, how you can protect your little ones.
Because it's often just seen as this, childhood rite of passage, isn't it?
Totally.
Yeah.
Just an itchy week or two. But as we'll get into, it can be more serious than just an inconvenience. So let's get informed. Okay, so let's start right at the beginning. What exactly is varicella?
Good place to start.
The Omega Pediatrics article defines it clearly. It's the virus, specifically a type of herpes virus that causes chickenpox. And chickenpox is known for that classic itchy rash, those red spots, and then the fluid-filled blisters that kind of pop up everywhere.
All over the body sometimes.
But the really key thing right from the start, something the article stresses, is just how highly contagious it is.
That phrase, highly contagious, is really fundamental here. I mean, most parents know chickenpox. Maybe they had it themselves.
Right.
But really understanding the speed and ease with which varicella spreads, that's critical. It's not just a mild bug going around. Its infectivity rate is, pretty high. The article implies, one infected person can easily pass it on to many, many others if there aren't precautions.
Wow.
And it's not just touching the blisters, it can be airborne too. That has huge implications for families, for communities.
Especially schools, daycares, places like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Crowded environments.
That's a really important distinction, knowing this isn't just like trivia for a pub quiz.
No, definitely not.
It's foundational. It explains why, one case pops up in a classroom and suddenly half the class is out.
It really highlights the containment challenge.
Okay, so if it's that contagious, how does it actually spread so well?
Yeah.
The Omega Pediatrics source points to three main ways. First, and this one is maybe the most concerning, is through respiratory droplets.
Yeah, the tiny particles from coughing or sneezing.
Right. Second is direct contact, actually touching the rash or the fluid inside those blisters. And third, less common, but still possible, is touching surfaces that someone infectious recently touched, like toys or doorknobs.
And that respiratory route, the droplets, is particularly insidious, wouldn't you say?
How so?
Well, because it means the virus can spread before the rash even shows up.
Oh, right.
Yeah, a child could feel a bit unwell, maybe have a slight fever, but no spots yet, and they could already be spreading it.
That makes it incredibly hard to stop early on.
It does. Without really good awareness and prevention strategies, it's tough. Then, of course, once those blisters appear, touching them or the fluid is a really direct way to pass it on.
Which explains why keeping kids home when they have it is so important.
Absolutely. Isolation helps break that chain.
So that brings us to the symptoms to watch out for. The rash is the big one, obviously. Very recognizable.
Can't miss it usually.
But the article mentions other signs that might show up even earlier. A fever is often one of the first things.
Right, sometimes before any spots.
And often accompanied by just general fatigue, feeling run down, maybe a bit achy.
Like the start of many viruses, really.
Yeah, and loss of appetite too, particularly in younger kids who might not be able to say, hey, I feel lousy. They just stop eating as much. So you might see your child just seems off, a bit tired, maybe a low fever, not interested in their food.
Yeah, those subtle early clues.
And then maybe a day or two later, boom, those little red bumps start appearing, and they quickly turn into the blisters.
And they tend to come in waves, too, so you might see new spots appearing as older ones start to crust over.
Ah, okay. So recognizing those early, maybe nonspecific signs is really helpful for you as a parent. You can start supportive care sooner, maybe keep them home to avoid spreading it.
Exactly. Early action is key.
Okay, we've covered the basics, what it is, how it spreads, the common symptoms. But what about the times when chickenpox isn't just, an itchy week?
Right, the complications.
The article makes it clear that while it's often mild, there can be complications, sometimes serious ones, if it's not managed properly or in certain people.
This is a really vital point because, like we said, many people remember it as being pretty straightforward from their own childhoods, but the potential risks are real. The most common issue the article mentions is secondary bacterial skin infections.
Scratching.
Exactly. Kids scratch those super itchy blisters, the skin breaks, and bacteria like staph or strep can get in and cause infection. sometimes needing antibiotics.
Okay, that makes sense.
But then there are more severe, though thankfully much rarer, complications. Things like pneumonia.
A lung infection.
Yes, a serious lung infection, and even neurological problems like encephalitis, which is inflammation of the brain.
Goodness, that sounds serious.
It is. And while these severe outcomes are uncommon, the fact that they can happen really underscores why chickenpox isn't something to be taken lightly. It has the potential for serious consequences.
That definitely shifts the perspective. It's not just about getting some kaolin lotion, it's about being watchful.
Vigilant, yeah.
Oh.
Knowing when things might be going beyond the typical course and when you need to call the doctor.
Absolutely. So let's get practical. How is it diagnosed? What can you do for treatment? And the big one, how do you prevent it? Diagnosis, the article says, is usually pretty straightforward.
Yeah, doctors can often tell just by looking.
Right, a visual check of that distinctive rash, plus asking about symptoms and if the child was recently exposed to someone with chickenpox. Usually that's enough.
Blood tests are rarely necessary. The rash is quite characteristic.
Okay, and once it's confirmed, what about treatment?
Well, as the Omega Pediatrics article explains, there's no actual cure for the virus itself, like an antibiotic for bacteria.
Right, it's a virus.
So treatment is all about managing the symptoms, making the child comfortable while their body fights off the virus.
So things like
Antihistamines to help with that awful itching. That can really help prevent the scratching that leads to skin infections. Calamine lotion, maybe cool baths with baking soda or oatmeal, those classic remedies to soothe the skin. And for fever or any pain, acetaminophen is usually recommended. It's really about comfort care and preventing those secondary problems.
Gotcha, supportive care.
Exactly.
But the article is really clear on this, isn't it? The absolute best approach is prevention.
Oh, absolutely. The game changer is the vaccine.
The varicella vaccine.
Oh.
The source highlights it's usually given in 2 doses for the best, most effective, long-lasting protection.
It really is a triumph of pediatric preventative medicine. When you think about the bigger picture, the vaccine offers incredibly strong protection against a disease that, yeah, it's often mild.
But carries those risks we talked about.
Exactly, those risks of serious complications. The vaccine has dramatically reduced how much chickenpox we see in communities with good vaccination rates.
So it protects the child who gets it.
But it also helps protect the whole community. It contributes to herd immunity, which is vital for protecting babies too young for the vaccine, or people with weakened immune systems who can't get it, or might get really sick if they caught chickenpox.
That collective benefit is huge.
It really is. It's a cornerstone of modern pediatric health.
So for you listening, this means there's a really clear, really effective, scientifically backed way to protect your kids from chickenpox and all the potential hassle and worry that comes with it.
Definitely offers peace of mind.
And it's about more than just your own family. It's contributing to keeping everyone safer. Okay, so let's quickly recap what we've covered today. Chickenpox, caused by the varicella virus.
Super contagious.
Yes, highly contagious. It has those distinct symptoms, not just the rash, but fever, fatigue too. And importantly, it can sometimes lead to serious complications.
Right. It's not always benign.
But the good news is we have tools, effective diagnosis, good ways to manage symptoms and provide comfort.
And most importantly, a very effective vaccine for prevention.
Understanding all these pieces, the risks, the symptoms, the prevention, is just so crucial for parents.
It really empowers you to make informed decisions for your child's health and contributes to, the overall health of the community.
And thinking of that community aspect, it really makes you consider the wider impact, doesn't it? Beyond just preventing one itchy illness for one child, what are the bigger ripple effects when a community achieves high vaccination rates against something like varicella? Think about the reduced burden on families, less time off work, less stress, and on the healthcare system overall.
That's a great point. Fewer hospital visits, fewer complication treatments. It frees up resources and builds a more resilient community, health-wise. Something to think about.
Definitely. Now, if you found this discussion helpful, or if you have any concerns at all about chickenpox, immunizations, or really any aspect of your child's health, we strongly recommend you check out omegapediatrics.com. They are the source of the article we discussed today, and they offer truly expert pediatric care.
They're a fantastic resource.
They provide a whole range of services, including, of course, immunizations like the varicella vaccine. They have convenient locations in Roswell, Alpharetta, and Milton, Georgia. You can find all the details on their services, the insurance plans they accept, and exactly how to book an appointment right there on their website. Again, that's omegapediatrics.com. And if you enjoyed our conversation today, please do give this video a like.
Yeah, that helps others find it.
And subscribe to our channel, Have More Babies, for more insights into parenting and child health. And please share this with any friends or family members who might find it useful. Thank you so much for joining us today on Have More Babies.
Yes, thank you. It's always great to dive into these important topics.
Until next time, stay curious, keep asking questions, and keep learning.